Good morning, everyone. I can't hear you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the South Carolina STEM Day at the Capitol, facilitated by the South Carolina Coalition for Mathematics and Science. I am Dr. Regina Cipher, the CEO of Verbalizing Visions LLC, as well as an advisory board member for the coalition. And I am pleased to be your MC and hostess for today. While we have all kinds of stakeholders here who are advocates for STEM education, I have to say that I am very pleased, and I know we all are, at the number of learners in the room. So can we please give it up for all of the students who are here exhibiting their projects? We have several speakers today, and our first is Representative Celeste Davis. Celeste is a member of the South Carolina House of Representatives, and she's been in this role since 2016. She grew up in a family of small business owners, earned a STEM degree, and enjoyed a 31-year career at an electric utility facility. As well as being a wife and a mother, she serves the people of South Carolina District 100 with common sense and conservative ideals. Her current areas of focus include ensuring continued job and economic growth and improving the quality of public education. Will you please welcome to the podium Representative Celeste Davis.
Thank you, everyone. And I just want to say thank you for being here. I know that sounds simple, but it is, right? Thank you for being here. Thank you for working, these adults that are in the room, thank you for working with our children. Our students, thank you for being here today. Thank you for what you do. If you haven't walked around yet, there's some really interesting things going on in South Carolina today. About 8 to 10 years ago, I found a partner who had listened to me, Tom Peters, and I called him and I said, I think we should have a STEM education day at the State House. And he said, sounds fine, sounds good. And guess what? He went and did it. So thank you, Tom. I appreciate you and what you've done. Congratulations to all the STEM teachers in the room. I believe there is a competition going on. Is that correct? Good luck with that, and thank you. It's a pleasure to have all of you here at the State House. STEM is one of the issues that I love to be involved with, and so have a fun day and keep at it. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Davis. Our next speaker is Dr. Andrea Lance. Dr. Lance is an education leader and former classroom teacher dedicated to advancing STEM learning across South Carolina. In her role with Discovery Education, she partners with South Carolina Department of Education and districts statewide to support high-quality instruction and innovative STEM initiatives. She is especially passionate about rural school districts, expanding access to resources, and connecting students to real-world STEM experiences. Please welcome to the podium, Dr. Andrea Lance.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Andrea Lance, and it's truly an honor to be with you today. On behalf of Discovery Education, just want to thank you for being here and all your great achievements in STEM throughout the state. Discovery Ed has had the great privilege of having a partnership since 2020 because the South Carolina Department of Ed had the bold vision of making sure that all teachers, all students had access to the same high quality resource. And let's face it, South Carolina is a STEM state. All the industry that we have here, and you have the future innovators in this building today. It is our pleasure to partner with the South Carolina Coalition for Mathematics and Science. We applaud the educators that are here today, the students that are here today, and because of you, we are glad to invest in the future of STEM in South Carolina. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Dr. Lance, for your advocacy for STEM education in our state. The next opportunity I have is one of my favorite. It is recognizing our Growing with STEM grant awardees. The Growing with STEM grant provides educators with access to complete initiatives in STEM projects in their classrooms. Annually, 5 schools and the educators who spearhead the projects are chosen to receive $2,500. Let's give that a round of applause. Join us in celebrating these trailblazers and their dedication to transforming STEM education in South Carolina. The first educator I'd like to welcome to the podium is Stephanie Dixon from Townville Elementary School, sharing a little bit more about her project called Panther Making Space, a K-5 STEM Innovation Lab. Ms. Dixon?
Thank you, and I want to say a special thank you to my 5th graders that told me good luck today, and all I got to do is pretend that I'm talking to them. So here we go. When we talk about preparing kids for the future, we often focus on high school pathways and career readiness. But innovation doesn't start in high school. It begins in elementary school and earlier. It starts when a 5-year-old learns that failure is part of the design process. At Townville Elementary, we are building that foundation. Thanks to the Grow With Me STEM grant, we are launching our Panther Maker Space, a standards-driven, math-forward STEM innovation lab designed to intentionally integrate the practices of engineering into our South Carolina college and career ready standards. This will not be just a fun extra room. It will be an intentional space where students design, measure, test, analyze data, revise, and reflect. This work matters. Careers requiring STEM skills continue to grow. And if we want South Carolina's workforce to remain competitive, we must begin building these skills early. In our Panther Makerspace, kindergarten students will measure and redesign bridges to strengthen structure and stability. Third graders will collect, analyze, and graph data to refine hurricane-resistant home prototypes using a variety of building materials. Fifth graders will apply concepts of speed, energy, and balanced and unbalanced forces to design and test their prototypes of hovercrafts. Students will document their thinking in engineering journals. They will collaborate. They will problem solve. They will learn from mistakes and make their work better. Through the STEM Center grant, we are equipping the space with robotics kits, coding tools, a STEM library, and engineering materials that will bring this vision to life. The Panther Makerspace represents more than a room. It represents opportunity. It represents early access to innovation. Thanks to the Grow With Me STEM grant, our Townville Panthers aren't waiting for the future. They are preparing to build it. Thank you again.
Thank you, Ms. Dixon, for sharing your project, Panther Making Space, with us. Next, we have a team from Woodruff Middle School, Ms. Selena Turnipseed, Ashley Bennett, and Emily Wireman, here to share a little more about their project, Roots and Resilience. Team, come to the podium, please.
Thank you. We are a team of educators passionate about project-based learning. Over the past 2 years, we've participated in USC's Project Await STEM program. We have grown in STEM and real-world teaching. And from that experience, we have cultivated and created and grown our unit, Root and Resilience.
We are honored to accept this grant funding for our project-based learning unit, Roots and Resilience, where students will design and build hydroponic systems, learn about food insecurity and sustainable solutions, and explore STEM careers and connect their learning to real-world pathways.
But most importantly, we're excited to join our community, our fellow teachers, our school district, and have an ag career and farmers market that our entire community can enjoy. We're really excited for this grant. We appreciate your support. We appreciate our administration, and most importantly, we appreciate our students and our Savior, Jesus Christ. Have a blessed day.
Thank you to the team from Woodruff Middle School. Next, from Calhoun County School District, we have Ms. Vanetta Tyler from St. Matthew's K-8 School to share a little bit more about her project, Creative Coding with Ozobots. Ms. Tyler.
Good morning. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share my project, Creating Coding with Ozobots. This project is designed to bring meaningful hands-on STEM learning to kindergarten through second grade students by introducing them to foundational concepts of coding, problem solving, computational thinking at an early age. Students are naturally curious and eager to explore. This project builds on their curiosity by giving them the opportunity to learn through play, creativity, and discovery. The purpose of this project is to ensure that our youngest learners are not just consumers of technology, but they are creators. Through structured lessons and collaborative challenges, students will design pathways, create codes, test their ideas, and revise their work. They will learn persistence, critical thinking, and how to learn from their mistakes, which are all essential for students to be successful in today's world. In closing, Creative Coding with Ozobots is more than just a robotics project. It is an opportunity to empower young learners with the skills, confidence, and curiosity they need to succeed in a rapidly evolving world. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tyler. Our next awardee is from North Myrtle Beach Middle, and her name is Meredith Craven, and she's going to come up and share a little bit more about her project, The Alchemy of Glass, Merging Art and Science. Ms. Craven.
Good morning. My name is Meredith Craven, and I'm the art teacher at North Myrtle Beach Middle School in Horry County. The STEAM glass fusing project at our middle school is set to revolutionize art education by blending creativity with scientific exploration. This innovative initiative will immerse students in the fascinating world of glass fusing, where they will harness the principles of chemistry, physics, and engineering to create stunning glass artwork. By participating in instructor-led workshops and collaborative learning spaces, students will develop critical thinking, problem-solving, and teamwork skills, all aligned with the South Carolina graduate profile. With the support of this grant, we aim to transform our art room into a dynamic hub of STEAM education, preparing students to excel in an ever-evolving world through harmonious fusion of art and science. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Craven. Our fifth awardee is Anna Barwick from Charleston Progressive Academy, and she's going to speak about her project, Putting the T in STEM. Ms. Barwick.
Good morning. This time last year, I was actually a second grade teacher, and I was that teacher known to go get tadpoles out of a ditch, bringing caterpillars from recess. I was doing everything I could to try and bring more science into a second grade classroom where, I'm also trying to teach math and reading and everything else. And I told my principal that I was going to be perfectly happy spending my last few years in that second grade class unless I heard about my dream job. And it came true. I was offered to be a STEM teacher in an elementary classroom at Charleston Progressive. And I walked in, and it was formerly a middle school lab. So it was like stocked, ready to go. I told the principal right then, I accept. I want this job. And as I got into the job, I started really getting into STEM, what I could do with this space, what I could do with these kids. And I wanted it to go beyond, nothing against popsicle sticks and pipe cleaners, but I wanted more. And we did not have any technology in the school. So that's why I named my grant, putting the T in STEM. We needed technology, not just their Chromebooks. So I put in for this grant and am getting 12 Ozobots, which is a good start to adding the technology to my STEM program. And I am just very grateful that there are opportunities like this for individuals and schools to grow these programs that really need to begin in elementary school and cannot happen within that regular classroom, not to the extent that I'm able to do that in a lab. And it's a great opportunity, and I hope that more schools can use these opportunities as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Barwick. And can we please have another round of applause for all 5 of our awardees? If you're here with us in person today at the Capitol or you're watching through Facebook live stream, we hope that you're going to be a 2027 winner next year. Next up, we have a speaker. It is Captain Carrie Hasbrook. She graduated and received her commission from Jacksonville University Naval ROTC. A career highlight for her was serving as CIO N6 in support of the U.S. Navy SEALs. Captain Hasbrook retired with 30 years of service in the U.S. Navy. Corporate insight was gained at Red Hat, a director for engineering infrastructure, with an added role as chair for the Military Veterans ERG. But government service was her focus, serving as director for enterprise applications for North Carolina, Department of IT, director for strategic partnerships for North Carolina's military employment, and workforce leads for the Carolinas in support of the U.S. Navy's maritime industrial base. Please welcome to the podium Captain Carrie Hasbrook.
So good morning, Representative Davis, South Carolina's best STEM educators and leaders. Thank you for this opportunity to be here with you today. We are here to recognize and celebrate educators that have found innovative ways to connect with students at all levels, to leverage critical thinking, logical reasoning, and problem-solving skills. They have found ways to give students the confidence to approach problems that will be different every day, but the tools they use will remain the same. Identify the problem, break it down, choose the right approach, collaborate and innovate, evaluate and refine. We all know STEM is about teamwork. In the military, one of our greatest strengths is teamwork. We depend on each other and the skills we bring to the day's challenge. Let me share with you a brief story that illustrates how STEM toolkit is leveraged in the military. A communications antenna mast kept breaking in the Marine Corps. The Camp Lejeune Innovation Campus officer in charge turned to a junior enlisted Marine who had been a part of the discussion about the problem and said simply, "Make something." The problem was difficult, but the direction was simple and offered confidence in the young Marine's problem-solving skills, and the result was utilization of innovative 3D printing, a solution that cost $10 and took 10 hours, where it usually costs $5,600 a piece and may take up to 220 days to deliver. That is using every tool in the STEM toolkit. The United States Navy's challenge is to build and maintain ships and submarines. That requires supply chain coordinators to track demand signal, engineers to design a submarine that operates at all depths, welders and machinists to build with the parts we have and to make something if we don't. In educator efforts to develop interest in high demand careers across the workforce tomorrow, we need you. Our K-12 education program manager, Dr. Carrie Curtis, has gathered free tools and curriculum available to you on our website, buildsubmarines.com/educators. She is an educator and she understands what you're looking for. They can all be found on our website. My ask of you is, I know this problem is difficult, but we have confidence in you. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Hasbrook. Lauren Duras is a seasoned educator with over a decade of experience in advancing instructional skills and leading professional development for fellow educators. After transitioning to a technical assistance role with the U.S. Department of Education, she contributed to the Comprehensive State Literacy Development Grant by designing professional learning activities, authoring instructional materials, and organizing national convenings. Now, the state manager for Learning Blade, Lauren equips teachers with tools to integrate career awareness into classrooms. She holds a bachelor's and a master's from Bowling Green State University in curriculum assessment and instruction. Please welcome to the podium, Lauren Duras.
Hi everyone, I'm going to try to use my best teacher voice. It's been a day or two since I've pulled it out, but thank you, Regina. Good morning, my name is Lauren. As she said, I'm the South Carolina State Manager for Learning Blade, and it's an honor to be here celebrating STEM education and STEM educators who make it real for students every day. Each year during STEM Month, we recognize a standout educator through our Learning Blade Lessons competition. And yes, student participation matters, but what makes it real is that it's about the impact. It's about what students learn about STEM and about STEM careers in the classroom. And this year's winner, Kenneth Brown, represents exactly that. When I asked Kenneth if he was able to attend today, he said, "Lauren, my students are going to be in the classroom, so that's where I'm going to be." He told me, "You can ship whatever you want to me and I will send you a video," and I'm very appreciative, but my students are in the classroom, so that's where I'm at. And Kenneth has been a Learning Blade user for about 3 years now, and he's really dedicated to using Learning Blade and creating those career-connected learning opportunities for his students. Kenneth is at Dorchester too, and he teaches an engineering class with his students, and it's really cool to see what he's done in his classroom. But here at Learning Blade, exposing students to real careers is at the core of our mission. And we're continuing to expand those opportunities with our newest mission, Assemble the Fleet, which introduces students to careers in logistics and supply chain management, including roles like supply chain coordinators, electricians, and CNC machinists. This mission, along with Beneath the Waves, which was developed with support from the U.S. Navy through the Maritime Industrial Base program, highlights critical, high-demand careers that will power our future. Each year at STEM Day at the Capitol, the stories get stronger, the ideas get bigger, and the students continue to surprise us with their creativity, innovation, and their belief that they can shape the future. Behind every one of those students is a teacher, and that's what makes Kenneth stand out. We're so proud of the work that he does, and we're so proud of the work that you're all doing as well. Even being recognized, I already said that. Because of what great educators do, they light the spark inside of our students. So today we celebrate Kenneth Brown, not just for what he's accomplished during STEM Month, but for the impact that he makes every day. We celebrate all of you for the impact that you're making every day, because we know that students cannot be what they can't see. So thank you to the South Carolina Department of Education, Office of CTE, for continuing to provide Learning Blade for free to all of our educators throughout this state. And thank you to the MIB for continuing to support us in our mission to build out more career and career awareness here in South Carolina. Thank you.
Thank you for being here with us again, Lauren. Next to grace us with the learner perspective is Lily Tidwell. Lily is currently a junior in high school, interested in studying neuroscience in college before becoming a psychiatrist. She is a varsity cross-country and track athlete, president of the Environmental Club, president and founder of the Girls in STEM Club, and secretary of her local HOSA chapter. Quite the busy young leader. Her passion is in the healthcare field, specifically the connections between physical, mental, and environmental health. Please welcome to the podium, Lily Tidwell.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to sincerely thank you all for being here today and allowing me to speak to you. So, I'm a student lead for South Carolina Million Women Mentors, an organization dedicated to supporting young women who are, like me, interested in the STEM field. And through this group, I've not only grown my leadership skills, but also my appreciation for those who teach these skills to our next generation of STEM professionals. And it's such a privilege to have such strong women to look up to who prove that girls like me with passion and ambition can turn their goals into reality. And because mentorship, it doesn't just teach skills, it builds confidence. And because others have invested in me, I've conducted research, I've competed in biotechnology contests, I've helped out in tutoring programs, and helped other girls discover their STEM potential. And what I've learned is this: talent is everywhere, but opportunity is not. And there are so many students right here in South Carolina who are just as curious, just as capable, just as driven, but they don't have someone to encourage them, guide them, or provide them with STEM opportunities. And I know how hard it is to put yourself out there, even with the support of family, friends, teachers, organizations. So imagine the monumental challenge kids without these support systems in place must overcome. And it's our job to provide these talented individuals who have the potential to change the world for the better with STEM mentorship opportunities through programs such as Million Women Mentors, because that makes all the difference. Thus, it is the responsibility of every leader to put back into the world the same support you took out of it, or to be the person offering that support that you yourself did not receive. And STEM is all around us, from the healthcare that keeps us well, to the technology that connects us, to the equations that allow us to explore our vast universe from the comfort of planet Earth. We have all at some point in our lives benefited from those who have worked tirelessly to innovate and improve the STEM field. So I come to you today to ask, what can you do to show your gratitude to the innovators of the past and your support to the innovators of the future? And this doesn't need to be a grand gesture or pricey donation. It can be as simple as reaching out to that teacher who believed you could be exactly who you wanted to be. Or you can simply be the one to say, I believe in you. Whatever you decide to do, all I ask is that you take action, because the next generation of innovators, problem solvers, and world changers, they're already here. So it is through our support and guidance that America's future of innovation and progress can be secured. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Lily, thank you for your challenge. Thank you for your example. You are truly why we do this. You're an example of that. And we look forward to the leader that you're going to be in the next couple of years for many more generations to come. So thank you for sharing that. Next to the stage, or the podium, is Lylan Hester. Lylan is a member of Google's Global Community Impact Team and specializes in artificial intelligence. She formerly led public policy, government, external, and community relations in the Southeast. As an Army brat, Lylan attended schools throughout South Carolina in Charleston, Columbia, and Beaufort, while her mother is a Columbia native. She is a former journalist and communicationist professional. Lylan is also an avid gardener. She is a graduate of the University of North Carolina, Charlotte. Please welcome to the podium, Lylan Hester.
All right, good morning, everybody, or afternoon. So I woke up this morning with a lot of pollen in a lot of places. So if you see red eyes, I did not have a great time last night. It was a rough time this morning. So first of all, good morning. It is absolutely an honor to be back here and on my home turf, my mom's home turf of South Carolina. Mom was a Gamecock, so as the Gamecocks in the building would know, you come through South Carolina a lot, and there's usually a tailgating experience somewhere in between. So before we dive into what we're here to talk about, I just want to first thank all of the service members who are here today. If you're here, raise your hand. I want to thank you for your service. My dad is a vet, so coming through South Carolina means a lot to me as well. But Representative Celeste Davis is our Berkeley County representative, and I remember back in 2018 when she said that she wanted to have a day at the state capitol just to celebrate STEM. And I said, okay, sign us up. We'll be there for you. So I want to thank Representative Davis for her leadership, if she's here still with us today. So why are we all here? We're all here to talk about STEM, to talk about tech, and to talk about the great things that tech can do. But we cannot do it alone. We need the support of every teacher, educator, parent, everyone who represents a nonprofit organization. We need your support. We need this. Why? It is very selfish. We need to hire your kids. We need to hire your students. They are the future of what is going to be for South Carolina and to move South Carolina forward. As some of y'all know, we have a data center down in Berkeley County, and we have a data center campus also in Dorchester County. And we have a subsea cable program also out of Horry County, out of Myrtle Beach State Park. Now, why is all this important? For one very important reason, and it is for tech and is to move tech forward. Now, when folks talk about cloud computing, I really do think some people thought it was the big, fat, white fluffies that live outside. That's where everything was living. And it is just now folks realize a data center is a building, and it's a building that has computers in it. And those computers are used to keep the internet running. It's the backbone of our operations. It is the backbone of this device that we all have. It is the backbone for our future. My chart, all of that lives in data centers. Think of it as a large structure, like let's say your server, the server closet, and there are some people who still have a server closet. Remember that server closet? It's a server closet, except it's a very, very large one, the size of huge warehouses and a super Walmart. But why we're here today is to talk about how you all can support the future of growing South Carolina forward. Using our products and tools at Google, I have gotten to know many, many of the nonprofits who are here today. I work very closely with our educators, especially our folks down in Dorchester and Berkeley County. Are you familiar with a mobile STEM van called iTow? That is something that we worked with the school district to create. And what it is, it's like your old school bookmobile, but it's your STEM bookmobile that travels throughout the county, and kids and students and parents can learn about STEM 101. But for today, I'm really excited to be here as always. I'm always open, so if you all have any questions or concerns, just email me. It's my first name at google.com. I'm really excited about our future here in the state, our growth here in the state, and we could not have done it without all of you who are in this room. So I'm here also to say thank you, and thank you from the bottom of my heart, representing all of my colleagues around the world, and especially here in the great state of South Carolina.
Thank you, Lila, for being here and for extending your resources to our entire statewide network. It is my pleasure to bring back to the podium this year our 2025 STEM Educator of the Year, Angelique Piotrowski. She says that this opportunity has opened up the door to many more professional experiences for her. Among them is having presented at the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics during the conference in Atlanta, Georgia. Despite having no prior experience submitting conference proposals, she says being named our 2025 STEM Educator of the Year gave her the confidence to take the lead. Teacher leadership in action. So with no further ado, please welcome back this year our 2025 STEM Educator of the Year, Angelique Piotrowski.
Good morning. A year ago, I stood before you and shared a simple belief. STEM is for everyone. At the time, that belief was my platform. This year, it became my purpose in action. As I reflect on the past year, I have seen just how powerful and how necessary the message truly is, because even now, I meet students who believe they are either wired for STEM or they are not. And just like I shared before, this is not only untrue, It is limiting. It stops students before they ever give themselves a chance. But I've also seen what happens when that belief begins to shift. In my classroom, so much of what I do centers around understanding how students perceive and process a problem, because that looks different for every learner. When I take the time to understand their thinking, I can build on their strengths and help them develop strategies that make sense to them. And in those moments, something powerful happens. Students begin to realize there is not just one way to think, one way to solve, or one type of STEM student. And that is when they start to believe they belong. Earlier this school year, I received an email from a former student. She was someone who struggled greatly like I did in school. There were so many times she wanted to give up because she did not understand the math. But I refused to give up on her, and I refused to let her give up on herself. In that email, she told me that she had finished high school a semester early. Not only that, but she had decided to go to college and asked me for a recommendation. I'm sorry, this is where I get choked up a little bit. The emotion I felt reading that message is something I cannot fully put into words. But that is the impact that we have, not just on grades, not just on test scores, but on how students see themselves and what they believe they are capable of becoming. That same message has extended beyond my classroom. This past October, I had the opportunity to present at NCTM in Atlanta, where I shared how small, intentional shifts in instruction can open doors for more students in STEM. I also had the chance to learn from incredible educators from across the country and from other countries as well. And I was able to bring that inspiration back to my own students. Then in February, while attending the State Beta Club Convention as a co-sponsor, I had the opportunity to connect with a small group of rural educators from a district here in South Carolina. In our conversation, I shared a little of my story and introduced them to the resources available through not only our STEM Coalition, but also our STEM centers, resources that can help create more opportunities for their students. Also, I have the privilege this year of working for a school, Greenville Tech Charter High School, where service is not just what we do, it's a part of who we are. That culture has shaped me and fueled my desire to support other educators beyond my own classroom, because this work is bigger than any one of us. As I look to the future, I remain committed to this mission. I want to continue to break the myth of being STEM-minded. I want to continue creating space where students feel capable, where they are challenged, where they begin to see themselves as problem solvers, thinkers, and contributors. Because STEM is not about having all the answers. It's about curiosity, it's about persistence, and it's about having the courage to try. And when students begin to believe that, when they begin to see that they belong, we do more than teach STEM. We change lives. Lastly, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the opportunity to serve as our great state's 2025 STEM Educator of the Year. Thank you. All right, now I get to do the fun part. I've been given the honor of introducing this year's STEM Educator of the Year finalists. I'd like to call each teacher up to the podium one at a time to share a little bit about themselves. Our first finalist from Region 1, representing the upstate from Glenview Middle School, Dr. LaShonda McGuire. Please come to the podium.
Good morning. Good morning. This is an exciting day, STEM Education Day at the Capitol, and I'm here grateful to be standing as one of our leaders today. South Carolina may be small on the map, but in STEM innovation, our impact reaches far beyond borders. I'm proud to be a South Carolinian. Aren't you? We have every reason to be proud of our state. In the upstate, companies like BMW and Michelin drive automotive innovation. In the Midlands, Nephron and Samsung lead advanced manufacturing. Down in the Low Country, Boeing and the Medical University of South Carolina advance aerospace and life science. Across our state, students are surrounded by industries shaping the future. So the question is not whether South Carolina has STEM opportunities. The real question is whether we are preparing our students early enough for these career pathways. I am proud today to have been taught by some of our young scholars here. They walked me through the scientific method, and that's what STEM education is all about. It's about preparing students as young as kindergarten for these career paths. South Carolina is projected to have more than 120,000 STEM jobs to fill in the coming years. Yet, our workforce is not keeping pace. Since my doctoral research in 2015, the message from STEM industries has remained remarkably the same. It has been consistent. The challenge isn't simply a shortage of workers. There is a shortage of workers with STEM skills needed for our rapidly growing economy. Early STEM exposure can change a student's trajectory. It is during these early years that students are naturally curious and willing to take risks. When a kindergartner designs a prototype, it may look like a simple creative play, but in reality, that moment is helping develop critical thinking and problem-solving skills that are essential in STEM education. Research shows that early experiences significantly shape students' career interests. It builds their confidence and it strengthens their STEM identity. Before students can perform or pursue a STEM career, they must first believe that they belong in STEM. I'm reminded of a recent moment with my scholars where I challenged my 7th graders to investigate a 10th grade concept. It was in chemistry. At first, they were skeptical, but as their understanding grew, so did their confidence. The real moment of transformation came when they saw a video of college students at a prestigious university completing the exact same work. Then suddenly, the room lit up with bright eyes and bright smiles. One student proudly announced, "So I'm the professor now? I just taught my group how to balance chemical equations." See, at that moment, my students weren't just learning chemistry. They were beginning to see themselves as scientists, specifically as chemists. South Carolina's future depends on a strong STEM pipeline that is built through early exposure and sustained partnerships between education and industry. I first saw the power of these alliances during a summer educator internship at the Abitibi-Bowater Paper Mill in Catawba, South Carolina. It was there that I gained first insight into the technical operations of a manufacturing plant. This then inspired my work to build partnerships with colleges and universities, such as York Technical College, Clemson University, Furman University, some of the STEM industries and organizations like BMW, NCEES, which is the National Council of Examiners for Engineering and Surveying, and the United States Patent and Trademark Office in Washington, D.C. I've also had the opportunity to engage STEM professionals to support events like STEM Night at Glenview Middle School. This event drew over roughly 500 attendees, and it gives students and families hands-on experience in their field of work. When schools and industries work together, we're not just teaching STEM, we're building South Carolina's future. Together, we prepare students not only for today's opportunities, but for industries still emerging. Developments like Scout Motors Manufacturing remind us that the next generation of innovation is already taking shape. STEM education keeps South Carolina globally competitive while creating high-wage opportunities that develop, grow, and retain our talent right here in our state. In closing, I remind you that in our small state of South Carolina, the next generation of innovators is already sitting in our classroom, and they're already sitting in this room. They are here. Our responsibility is clear: to open doors, to ignite curiosity, and to give students the opportunity to experience STEM as scientists, engineers, and as innovators. This is how we ensure that South Carolina's talent, innovation, and leadership will continue to shape the future right here at home in South Carolina. Thank you.
Nicole Lefebvre is a CTE teacher representing Region 2 from Catawba Ridge High School. Please approach the podium.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicole Lefebvre. I'm going to try to speak very loudly here. Not all teachers are STEM teachers, but all teachers have the power to nurture the critical thinking, creativity, and human capacities that STEM depends on. This belief has been shaped by my 17 years as a public educator, including 15 years as a high school English teacher, and now in my current role as CTE teacher, developing and growing an introduction to teaching program. In the English classroom, I saw firsthand how skills such as argumentation, problem solving, analysis, and collaboration are foundational to all fields. In my current CTE role, I now help students intentionally connect those same skills to careers in working with children. This has reinforced my belief that STEM readiness is built long before students enter a science lab, take an engineering course, or learn how to solve complex math problems. Teachers of all subject areas and grade levels can instill in their students the skills needed to be successful in STEM careers. English teachers can use robotics and coding to teach technical writing. Geography students can use digital mapping tools to study economic inequalities. Art teachers can incorporate structural assignments where students create sculptures that must stand, balance, and support weight. Even music students can analyze sound waves, compose songs using specific patterns, or even design their own instruments. In short, STEM teachers aren't just science, technology, engineering, and math teachers. All teachers have the capacity to use STEM as a practice, not just a content area. My platform centers on the belief that STEM education is strongest when it is shared. Preparing students for 21st century careers requires more than just a singular technical skill. It requires creativity, communication, critical thinking across all disciplines. I would like to build bridges between traditional STEM educators and teachers of all other subject areas to move beyond their differences and more toward a shared mission of preparing STEM-capable students for our increasingly complex 21st century world. When students practice argumentation in English, data analysis in social studies, and creativity in the arts, they are engaging in the same skills demanded by STEM careers. STEM readiness is a collective responsibility. Thank you.
Deborah Harmon is a STEM teacher representing Region 3 from Oak Grove Elementary School. Please approach the podium.
Good morning. First, I want to say what an honor it is to be here today among so many incredible educators, leaders, advocates for STEM education. Being in this room reminds me how powerful our work is when we come together with a shared purpose to prepare the next generation of problem solvers, innovators, and thinkers. I teach STEM to students preschool through 5th grade. Every day looks a little bit different. I might go from helping a preschooler design and build a safe wall for Humpty Dumpty to coding and robotics, or guiding older students as they design solutions to real-world problems like creating prosthetic for injured stuffed animals. And if you've ever worked with elementary students, you know one important thing. Sometimes the engineer design process is really messy, and it involves a lot of masking tape, a lot. But that's the part of the magic. In my classroom, STEM just isn't about science and technology. It's about being curious. It's about asking, what if? Why not? It's about giving students permission to try something, have it fail, and try again. Some of my favorite moments happen when students are building something that doesn't quite work the first time. A tower may fall, a robot may spin in circles, a prototype will sink instead of float. And that is the moment in their eyes when they realize they can fix it. That moment when a child realizes that they are capable of solving a problem is where STEM truly begins. One of the most powerful parts of STEM is helping students see the possibilities that they didn't know existed. We talk about future careers. We're not just talking about doctors and lawyers. We're opening the door to coders, game designers, robot builders, video creators, and innovators who one day will solve problems that we haven't even imagined. Many of my students have never met someone in those careers before, but in STEM class, they get to try on those roles. They get to design, test, code, build, and imagine what their future could look like. And sometimes the materials are simple: cardboards, pipe cleaners, masking tape, empty paper towel rolls. But the ideas that students create with those materials are extraordinary. I believe that every child deserves these experiences. STEM education is not about preparing students for jobs, although that is important. It's about preparing them to think critically, collaborate with others, and approach problems with creativity and confidence. I want my students to grow into innovators. We must give them opportunities to experiment, design, question, and create while they are young. And every time a student says, "Wait, I have an idea," I know that we are doing something right. And if we continue to give our students opportunities to question, design, build, and learn, I have no doubt that the next generation of innovators will just change the world. They won't just change the world, they're going to build it. Thank you.
Tiffany Sellers is a high school science teacher representing Region 4 from Academy for the Arts, Science, and Technology. Please approach the podium.
I'm incredibly honored to be here and grateful for the opportunity to represent STEM education in South Carolina. When I think about my work, really our work, I don't think first about curriculum or standards. I think about my students. I think about the student who walks into my classroom unsure if they belong, and over time begins to see themselves as someone who can solve problems and speak with confidence. I think about the student who presents their research for the first time and realizes, I can do this. That's what STEM education means to me. It's not just about learning content. It's about building confidence, developing reasoning, and helping students understand that they are capable of engaging with complex, real-world problems. In STEM classrooms, students don't just memorize facts. They extract their own DNA, role play as professionals, defend their decisions using evidence and data. They learn to think, to question, and to apply their knowledge in ways that matter. But just as important, they learn that STEM is a space where they belong. through mentorship, representation, real-world connections, we all work to make STEM accessible to every student, regardless of their background or starting point. Every student can grow, not always in the same way and not at the same pace, but every student can move forward when given the right support, challenge, and opportunity. That's how STEM works, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Thank you so much.
Jeanette Tregesser is an engineering teacher representing Region 5 from Somerville High School. Please approach the podium.
I just got a buzz on my watch saying my heart rate is elevated. Some technology there. I would like to thank SCCMS for this great day, and I feel truly humbled standing here with these wonderful educators, so thank you very much. Every day on my way to school, I feel incredibly blessed to have a job that is so fulfilling. I walk into my classroom excited about what I'm going to teach. I have students that are passionate about the knowledge and skills that they're developing in aerospace, electronics, and principles of engineering. I'm grateful to work in a building with inspiring teachers who feel the same passion for what they're teaching as I do for mine. And Dorchester District strongly supports CTE and STEM learning and encourages both students and teachers to grow. I spent 21 years as a math teacher, the past 7 as an engineering teacher. And during that time, I've come to believe that STEM is not an isolated 4 subjects, science, technology, engineering, and math. But when students learn and they see them integrated together, then the interest sparks, and all students at that point can learn. The culinary student, for example, sees the importance of measurement and chemistry in the dishes that they're making. The biomed student understands that the precision in medicine depends on engineering, technology, and statistics and math. The welding student applies knowledge of materials, mixing metals, and advanced tools to create something that's strong and lasting. And the engineering student understands that in order to be a great engineer, they need to have a strong knowledge of math, science, and technology. These, when put together, help us understand ourselves, our world, our past, and our present. And then the STEM student becomes every student. And that's my dream. Thank you.
May we please have a round of applause for the 5 exemplary examples of STEM education in our state. Ken Reynolds is Executive Director of Bojangles Foundation. His primary role with everybody's favorite Southern restaurant is to implement the mission of the foundation, which is to support veterans and first responders, help increase literacy levels by supporting teachers and educational organizations, and supporting hometown heroes in the communities they serve. Ken has been employed with Bojangles for 31 years and has served in multiple roles of increasing responsibility within the marketing department. He truly gets the mission of STEM education because prior to his career with Bojangles, he was a full-time business technology instructor for 10 years. Please welcome to the podium, Ken Reynolds.
Good morning, South Carolina STEM finalists and special guests. It's truly an honor for me to be with you this morning. On behalf of the Bojangles Foundation board members and over 10,000 Bojangles employees, we say thank you and congratulations for being selected to represent your region for the 2026 South Carolina STEM Teacher of the Year. The Bojangles Foundation actually recognizes the need for everyone to support education of our youth, from individuals to business organizations. That is why Bojangles has supported the STEM Teacher of the Year program for 5 years. I began my career decades ago as a teacher at a state vocational technical school in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. At that time, we called most fields of study that are now classes that are STEM, we called them technical and vocational technical education. During that time, I actually was privileged to be able to have all students in my classroom for computer technology. Wow, has that field changed since then? The phone in my pocket now will do everything on voice command that I want it to do just about. It'll make reservations for me, it will call people, it will alphabetize stuff, it'll write a speech for me, whatever I want it to do, it will do. So no more floppy disk, no more dial-up modems, or writing just simple programming to do small tasks. But you know, it still takes STEM education to be able to do everything that my phone is capable of doing. So this year, the Bojangles Foundation would like to provide each finalist with some tools to use in their classrooms to help motivate learning of STEM education. Partnered with the Reading Warehouse, we will provide each finalist with a $100 shopping spree to the Reading Warehouse so that you can pick out your own books by curriculum level, by grade level that you teach, and with that, you also get a $100 Bojangles gift card. The winner also will receive $2,500 in cash from the Bojangles Foundation and $500 in Bojangles gift cards. So we thank you for your phenomenal service to our youth, and again, congratulations today and every day. It's bow time for teachers.
Greg Donnelly is Chief Information Officer at Comporium. He leads information technology workshops, oversees the strategic direction and operational execution of all enterprise IT initiatives, and his responsibilities span self-service platforms, billing, and account management, as well as corporate digital infrastructure and cybersecurity. With over 30 years of experience in the communications industry, Greg supports innovation across the organization, aligning technology and regulatory compliance with business strategy to deliver scalable, resilient solutions. Here to present to you the 2026 STEM Educator of the Year, Greg Donnelly.
Thank you. It's a privilege to be with you this morning to recognize educators dedicated to STEM. Through science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, we're able to observe the vastness of the universe, the beauty of this planet, and the wonder of all that walk in it. STEM seeks out the laws of nature and pushes them to their limits. When others say, "I wonder how," or "Wouldn't it be great if," STEM says, "Give me a minute. I'll take care of that for you." Today, via STEM, we are able to observe and accomplish things that previous generations could only imagine. As STEM educators, you are inspiring the next generation that will observe and accomplish things that we can only imagine. Comporium supports STEM through the transmission of information, from the world to your home and to your hand. For 131 years, through STEM, we push the limits of communication, now connecting our customers to data sources all over the world at the speed of light. Ironically, our success is apparent when you don't even know we're there. Because of this commitment to STEM, Comporium is pleased to sponsor South Carolina's STEM Educator of the Year Award. So, with that, we'll hand out these plaques. LaShonda. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Nicole Lefebvre. Deborah Harmon. Congratulations. Tiffany Sellers. And Jeanette Travis. Congratulations. Okay, and now the moment we've all been waiting for. We're going to open the envelope to see who is the winner of the Teacher of the Year. I don't know the answer either. The winner of the Teacher of the Year is Nicole Lefebvre. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So I was told to prepare something, but I did not because I did not expect this. Not being a traditional STEM educator made me think that I probably didn't have a chance, but I have really tried to embrace STEM processes into my classroom. I'm hoping to inspire the next generation of STEM educators. I want to thank a couple of people really quickly who are here. I want to thank Holly Logan, who is our director of CTE and STEM. She has believed in me from day one. She nominated me. I asked why she nominated me, so thank you for believing in me, Holly. My principal, Barry Ledford, is here. Whenever I have a crazy idea, he lets me run with it. Whenever I ask for money, as long as it's not too much, he gives it to me, so thank you for always supporting me in my classroom, my students. And then finally, my husband, Nick Lefebvre, who is a former science teacher. So every time I have sort of a crazy idea to bring to my class, he's the one that I run it by. He gives me great ideas, and he supports me unconditionally. So I'm honored. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause for our 2026 STEM Educator of the Year, Nicole Lefebvre. Now, to close out our amazing program for the 2026 STEM Day at the Capitol is our Executive Director for the Coalition for Mathematics and Science, Dr. Catherine Mulholland. Catherine serves as Executive Director, and in her role, she leads initiatives aimed at expanding STEM opportunities for educators and students across South Carolina. Throughout her career, STEM outreach and education, Catherine has applied her instructional expertise across a wide range of settings, working with students from elementary through high school, as well as students at the university and adult learners. Please welcome to the podium our final speaker, Dr. Catherine Mulholland.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here today with us. Before we close, I just want to say one more time, congratulations to our STEM Educator of the Year and all of our finalists. You represent the very best of education in South Carolina, and we're grateful for the impact that you have on students and communities across our state. As we reflect on today, one idea stands out. STEM is not just a subject area, it's a way of thinking. It's how students ask questions, solve problems, communicate ideas, and create something new. And those skills are not just built by one classroom. They are developed across every subject area and grade. We see it in English classrooms where students build arguments and think critically, in the arts where creativity and design come to life, and in career pathways where students connect learning to the real world. The truth is simple. all teachers have the ability to develop the skills that STEM requires. And because of that, all teachers play a role in preparing students for the future. That is why today matters. And that is why recognizing a STEM Educator of the Year matters. This recognition is about more than celebrating one educator. It's about elevating the teaching profession. It's about showing that teaching is a career defined by innovation, leadership, and impact. And it's about encouraging others to step into this profession and be a part of shaping what comes next. To our educators, thank you for inspiring, challenging, and supporting our students every single day. To our partners and leaders, thank you for standing with them and investing in the future of our state. As we leave today, let's continue to work together. Let's continue to support teachers, strengthen classrooms, and expand what STEM learning can look like for every student in South Carolina. Because the future of STEM is not built in a single classroom. It's built by teachers in every classroom. Thank you.
And that concludes the 2026 STEM Day at the Capitol program. Please continue to circulate the lobby here and join our students at their booths. And if you join us on Facebook, we are glad that you were here. Please share the word that you can be here next year, 2027. See you soon.